Well, you've really done it this time, kid. um, so I spent all day today bleaching and dyeing my hair. I started at like 11:20 this morning. It's 5:53 in the afternoon. My goal is to eventually get this color hair. It's not picking up on camera the kind of blue that I want it to be. Like I want, you know the real Miku teal blue hair color, It's showing up for some reason a lot more blue than in real life. So I've got party poison hair now. So I had it in my head that I was gonna mix this really bright neon orange that my roommate gave me, this Pulp Riot one, with really dark vampire red Manic Panic that I acquired from Shoppers. That decision was a quick decision and one, it was made in haste. Okay, I should have maybe moseyed around the Shoppers and decided on a better hair dye to mix, but I didn't, and so this is what happened. I got up early this morning. I started with, okay, so yesterday I spent a egregious amount of time on the hair care science r/hair care science subreddit, because I was like, okay, like I am sick of having black hair. It's fun to rock my natural color for sure, but I'm just bored and it's summer and I always like to do something fun for my hair for summer, because having a kind of bright, beautiful color is fun in the sun. Having a bright, beautiful color is fun in the sun. This is true, and many can agree with this. I want to eventually play around with having blonde hair for a bit, to be honest. Um, but my first pit stop was, I really like photos of very early Paramore Hayley Williams, when she has the really brown gingery orange color in her hair. It's not quite the bright iconic Riot color that we all know and love. And I had it in my head that I was gonna get that color out of this combination of hair dyes. If I had lifted my hair properly, evenly, if I had lifted my hair properly to get it even, then maybe I could have been somewhere closer to that, but I'm not. And I was panicking while the dye was setting, because I was like, oh my god, I don't want red hair. I don't want red hair. I know one thing, and that thing is that I don't want red hair. And so why did I put red hair dye on my hair? I thought that magic would happen, I think. I thought magic would happen. Mostly I thought that it would be more closer to this color, because I didn't expect the top of my head to lift so well. But when I did the bleach bath, it lifted the pink. I had a pink shadow root that was growing out and I was getting sick of, which is mostly why I wanted to do my hair so badly, because I was sick of looking at my pink faded shadow root. And the bleach bath just did a really, really good job of getting that pink out, and not any other hair dye on my head or natural color. So what had happened was I started applying the bleach bleach bath onto my mids and ends, as so, because that's the part that I wanted. And then I started thinking, like, oh my gosh, like, I want to get this done in one go. So I'm going to put it on my roots and the ends of my mullet top part of my hair. I'm very lazy when I do my hair, especially with something like a bleach bath. Like, with bleach, I can be a bit more cognizant, I guess is the word, of what I'm doing. But a bleach bath, because suddenly you put shampoo and bleach and now it lathers, I'm just gonna lather it. Like, I'm just gonna lather it all in my hair. So I didn't end up properly targeting like the areas that I wanted on this part of my head. And looking back, like, I probably shouldn't have even put any bleach up here to start at all. I probably should have like waited to do this part after getting this to a desired lift. But that's not what happened. And so we move forward. Then I washed out the bleach bath, and I was like, oh. I took out the bleach bath and I said, ooh, ooh. I think I just gotta put a normal all over bleach on this, because this was lifted. It had a level 2 on it before, maybe to a level 4. Maybe. And then this on the pink, where the pink was, neon yellow. And then at the actual root, because it had grown out for a couple months, black here, black. And so I thought, okay, I'm just gonna put bleach on the whole thing, and then I'm just gonna have to deal with what happens after that. Because I was trying really hard to avoid doing a straight up all over bleach, because I'm really attached to both the texture and the length of my hair, and I knew that an all over bleach would mean sacrificing one. And I feel it's very obvious, at least to my eyes, that the texture has been sacrificed, at least on the very ends. I feel like here it's kind of normal. It's not. I'm lying to myself. It looks different. It looks very different, at least to me. And my ends are really dry now. And really dry and not curling the way that they usually curl. Probably because I just put a bunch of bleach on them twice in one day. I figured, okay, I justified it also because I was like, well, the first time around was a really like diluted bleach, so it probably didn't do as bad as a normal bleach would. Plus, it only lifted like maybe one level, so I figured that it was no harm, no foul. I'm gonna just put normal bleach all over all my hair. And that got like my hair underneath to like a level 3, like a solid level 3, I would say. Like, right? If you know anything about hair, I feel like you'd agree. Some of it is maybe a level 2 or a level. Wow, I was messing up my levels. This is now a level 4. What it was before was level 3. And some parts in this are maybe a level 5. Maybe. Yeah, I worked at a hair salon one time when I was 16. Yeah. I read those hair dye charts. And I also was reminded of the level system because I was on r/hair care science yesterday. So anyway, I let that sit for another 40 something minutes. And I wash it out, and I seriously was like, oh no, this is not gonna go how I want it to, because the very top of my head is bright white. Like, it lifted so good. Like, in a way my hair has never lifted before. It lifted to a white. And this was at like a level 4, and in some places 5. And I was like, this is not going to turn out how I want it to. And also, as I was mixing the colors, I realized, oh no, I'm going to have bright red hair. What the hell? Uh-oh. Ooh, that's how I was feeling. Ooh. No, I wasn't feeling like, ugh, I was feeling like, and so I persevered, I pushed through, I just lathered the orange and red hair dye all over my head, and I decided let me throw caution to the wind. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn what happens. And this is what it is, and this is what happened. And this is what happened. It's not the worst in the world. It's just like, it's very obvious that this is a guy who's trying to get level 2 permanent dye out of his hair. And that's fine. That can be fine. That can be okay. I just kind of have like Brad Mondo trauma. When I worked at the hair salon, it was like 2019, because it was a COVID job. So it's 2019, 2020. And my hairdressers were really into Brad Mondo at the time, and I was familiar with his work. I was familiar of when he fried off Snitchery's hair. I was familiar with such things. But one thing that really stuck in all those videos that the hairdressers really would like scoff at is that if someone like it's phlegm. Just took phlegm out of my throat. If someone like did what I just did and like really did a really strange job bleaching their hair and then just threw all the color on top, and they took it out and they were like, oh my gosh, like it's not nearly as bad as I thought it would turn out. Like, I like how it gradients from light to dark. Brad Mondo would always point out, like, that's not how an ombre should be. If you were getting your hair done by a professional, it would go dark to light, because that's how the hair on your head would grow, potentially. And that's what's going to give you a good transition when your regrowth comes in. And he would be like, it's just very obvious that, you know, you did this at home. So that's what I have in my head when I look at this hair. And like, aside from the fact that this is such different colors, like this, there's a whole part here somewhere that's just not bleached at all. Same with over here somewhere. I don't know. Whatever. I did my hair at home. God forbid a guy be emo. Anyway, I'm not nearly as upset about having red hair as I assumed I would be. I was very adverse to having red hair. I'm not nearly as upset as I had anticipated, because I'm giving party poison now. I'm giving Gerard Way Danger Days party poison. And I'm not going to keep this forever. It's going to be like a 1-month situation before I can get to the next color. And lighten this up a bit. So whatever. I'll be party poison for a bit. Sue me.